Hello, this is the prospective candidate for St. Anne's Ward, Andrew Reid. Hello, gentlemen.
Good to hear from you, man.
Yes, long time. Looking forward to your event on Sunday.
Oh, good. Oh, good to have. Wow, so MP in the house. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, well, big up DJ Jammers. Glamour Kid said that. Say,
As we enter,
well, this is Glamour Kid, and I want you to know that all the rumors are true. All the sexy body y'all
DJ Jammers, you're tuned into the Jam Master Show on Bless Radio. Glamour Kid.
Well, this is Glamour Kid, and I want you to know that all the rumors are true. All the sexy body y'all
on the Sun Show, make sure you're getting out there doing a jogging around the park. If you can't jog, walk. Get to the gym and do the weight lift.
Move up your body like a gymnastic, yow. Chest lift, hand lift, to the distance.
All the DJs to be playing this in the world right now. And this here live goes out to the blessed community and family. Glamour Kid.
Chest lift, hand lift, to the distance. Everybody out and
And Start Press Glamour Kid will be performing live this Sunday at the Speakers Club, and that's taking place this Sunday in North London. We're giving you the full details and address later on, but Glamour Kid will be there live this Sunday.
Yeah, well, big up DJ Jammers. You're tuned into the Jam Master Show on
well, this is Glamour Kid, and I want you to know that all the rumors are true. All the sexy body y'all them.
And as Brother Dougie would say, your health is your wealth. It's all about good diet, good food.
Like a gymnastic, yow. Chest lift, hand lift, to the distance.
Glamour Kid say,
weight lift, and in the ear like a damn lunatic now. Chest lift, hand lift, to the distance. Everybody out a road, them a dance this. Push it up, yeah. Push it up, yeah. Cause this a dance, yeah. Bust it, the market. Push it up, yeah. Push it up, yeah. You must see me rock it out the style. Push it up, yeah. Push it up, yeah. Weight lift, make everybody get wild. Push it up, yeah. Push it up, yeah. Wanna gym, I go learn figure bench press. And you might come win this a contest. Simon Cowell, I show your interest. Weight lift dance, yes, it's the latest. David Beckham push 100 kilo. Victoria says she want a hero. Let me show you how the weight lift dance go. Come on, me people, for sure, say you ready now.
Once again, Glamour Kid live in London town this Sunday. The Speakers Club proud to present Glamour Kid live, and we're gonna give you the full SP on that inside, and we're playing the best of the best of the new Glamour Kid.
Yeah, well, big up DJ Jammers. Glamour Kid said that.
Brand spanking new here from Glamour Kid once again live on Bless.
Baby, let me have a minute of your time. I know you don't know me, but I'm one of a kind. If you let me have a second, I run.
And it's a fresh press Glamour Kid called Higher, mixed up with Lily Allen, and it's live on Bless Radio, the only station to be playing this worldwide inside. First time worldwide right here, right now.
Sometimes they call me Mr. Glamour Man, or Glamour Kid if you're a hardcore fan. I sent to one for 100 grand.
Yeah, big up DJ Jammers. You're tuned into the Jam Master Show on Bless Radio. Glamour Kid said that.
It's a musical sensation. Check the vibration. Baby, let me have a minute of your time. I know you don't know me, but I'm one of a kind. If you let me have a second or a minute or an hour, you'll discover that everything fine. Maybe I could be the man of your dreams. Picture it if you know what I mean. Then I take you higher and fulfill your desire with champagne, strawberries and cream. Sometimes they call me Mr. Glamour Man, or Glamour Kid if you're a hardcore fan. I sent to one for 100 grand, with chart hits in the top position. Because me full of style and pattern. I saw me stay, I saw me look, I saw me time. The highest levels of satisfaction, up there, that direction. I'll take you high, up to the clouds till you reach the sky. Oh me, oh my, oh so I'll take you high.
I can take this down to the wire. Soon see I fight fire with fire.
No, I I can take this down to the core, and I know you're gonna want some more. There's lots of love to explore. I'll take you high, up to the clouds till you reach the sky. Oh me, oh my, oh my. That's right, I'll take you high. I'll take you high. You know it's something that I'm multiply. I'll take you high. You and I. I'll take you high. Up to the clouds till you reach the sky. Your desire, take me higher. Your desire, take me higher. Your desire.
What we talk again? David Jammers, skittle in the top. What them more war? From the drum master. David Jammers, look you know, write a book you know. Drum master. No write a book you know. Lion, run the bandits. DJ Silver, see the king, your pension.
Yeah, my name was James and Jam Master Songs. Skittle in the top.
Run the bandits.
Hey. Cause I ain't never seen this before. Seen this before. Seen this before. Never see so many people beat them themselves and come in.
You're in tune to DJ Jammers on Bless Radio, UK's #1 station for great music. Don't touch that dial.
Hello, this is the prospective candidate for St. Anne's Ward, Andrew Reid. Hello, gentlemen.
Good to hear from you, man.
Yes, long time. Looking forward to your event on Sunday.
Oh, good. Oh, good to have. Wow, so MP in the house. That'd be fantastic.
We're not MP, independent councillor.
You're the people's MP, mate. You know.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So, great to have you down there. We're gonna have to give you a platform as well when you come down. You know. So how's your? Tell us, everybody that's heard from you. Who are you and what are you about? And what are you doing?
Well, my name is Andrew Reid. I'm the independent candidate for St. Anne's Ward.
Yes.
And one of the people why I've got involved in this, because I'm fed up with what I've seen around me. Mm-hmm. Decisions made without our control, without our knowledge.
Right.
So at the moment, I said, how am I going to make these people accountable? Mm-hmm. So I've got to be on the negotiating table.
So what made you turn from like a discontent with what is happening in the community to actually taking this kind of action? I've got to commend you on it, actually, But what was the motivating factor that made you want to take it into this arena?
Well, I realised that if you want things done, you have to be on the table straight. You have to be on the table. And being an independent candidate, I can speak and act freely.
Right.
I don't have no party whip. Shall I say what a party whip is?
Yes, what is that?
That is when you join a party, they normally have a particular way of thinking or a particular motion.
Right.
So when you come in, you've got to follow and toe the line.
Right.
While myself, I don't have to toe the line. The only person that's going to toe the line for me is my community. Right.
So you can't be whipped by somebody. If that's a good position to be in,
Jammers, you probably go into the ins and outs of why the word party whip has been used.
I think we've broken it down already,
The word whip, what's that all about?
That's it. But, if they haven't got parity to what the investors or whoever's behind them are saying, then they're gonna get whipped out the party.
Yeah, that's right. So I want to try and do something a little bit different. I want to be someone that they can see very, very regular. And I'm gonna have surgeries, different places, not the normal places, just to find out what the local issues are.
So what's the name of your party then?
there's no party. My party.
Oh, there's no party. Okay, cool. Yes, man, serious. Ain't come to party. Yeah, so cool.
My party is the people of St. Anne's Ward, and I work tirelessly to represent them.
And is it who can vote for you then? Is it only the people in that area, or how does it work?
Well, yes, only the people in St. Anne's Ward can vote for me.
Yes.
But I'm sure there's many listeners out there that have friends or family in the ward.
Yes.
And what they can do for me is to make a call and ask that person to give me that one vote.
Right.
There are 3 votes, but this year I'm asking to vote for an independent and give me the 1 vote.
Right, so if anybody's outside the area, they can ring somebody inside the area and ask them to give you 1 vote, yeah?
Just give me the 1 vote. That's all I ask.
And when is the voting taking place?
It's on the Thursday, the 3rd of May.
Right, just round the corner then. Thursday, the 3rd of May.
We're just round the corner.
That's next week Thursday, really, yeah?
Next week Thursday, yes.
And what time's open the voting start, and where do you vote?
Well, in your polling card, you will see your closest polling station.
Right.
Yes, through your polling card.
So there's
on there.
So there's various places that the people in the area can vote, go to vote.
That's right.
And so they should check their mail. If you haven't been checking your mail, check your mail, to see where you should vote for Andrew Reid, yeah?
That's right, within the St. Anne's Ward. Well, I know this St. Anne's has a polling station there. I think Woodlands Road has a polling station. And there's a third one that just slipped my memory, but those 2 are the main ones.
Right, okay. And so is it? So how did you get about organising?
Organising. I have a little team.
Right.
And what we've been doing is I've been starting from the ground upwards. So I've been going around with them and finding out what their top 5 concerns are within the area.
Right.
So doing that, I've now been able to form my 7 pledges based on what information I've been receiving from.
So what is that? You said you got 7 pledges, is it?
Yeah, I got 7 pledges now, not 5 but 7.
Well, 1 second, yeah. For anybody who's just tuned in, we've got Andrew Reid, and he's is it independent?
Independent candidate, yeah.
He's an independent candidate, so make sure you vote for it. He's one of us who's taken the steps of organise himself politically to make a change, and this is what we need in the community. So basically, he's in St. Anne's Ward, and that's right. So make sure, even if you're not in the ward, make sure you inform anybody in the ward to vote for this man. Yeah. So we've got Minty in the house, so I'm sure he's going to want to ask you a couple of questions. If anybody wants to call in, the number is 07444 31366. Once again, 079 444 31366. Andrew Reid in the house. He's got 7 pledges that he's going to be making. What are the pledges?
Well, I'm going to discuss some of the most important ones that is more pertinent to me. First of all, we must have more youth provision in my area, St. Anne's Ward.
Right.
At the moment, it's absolutely 0. So we must move from 0 to something.
Right.
All right, so that's one of the first things. I also found within my ward, we have a lot of people from different backgrounds.
Right.
So I want to offer more written and numerical and oral skills for them to succeed in employment.
Okay.
Yeah. With sensible parking solutions.
Okay, that sounds good, yeah.
Within my ward, we have no unloading or loading bays to help businesses.
Right.
I can't understand why they couldn't just simply. It could probably cost £100 for that. One of those things they put on the pole on the signage.
Right.
A couple of £100 here, there. It's not that much. It's not that much to help businesses. Why can't they help businesses in the area? It's it's not it's a simple thing that the councillor from before could have done.
Right.
It's a simple thing, but these are things that are not being done on the ground. We also, Me and my team, we're going to be obviously work against gun and knife crime. We've been doing that for many, many years.
Yes. Before you go, how long have you been actually campaigning? I know you've been campaigning for a number of years as well.
Well, I've been campaigning against gun and knife crime for over 10 years. We've been doing the conferences. I became a member of the Harrogate Independent Stop and Search Monitoring Group to find out exactly what's going on with our local police and how we can monitor them and make them accountable. Yeah.
So you've been.
Also, we have to.
No, just saying you've been in this for so because people might have just heard from you like today or just in this campaign, but you actually got experience of over 10 years in the runnings of what goes on behind the scenes in relation to us as a community.
Yes, well, also I've been a union member as well, so I know about writing motions and so forth, defending people at work and the agreements and disciplinary work issues. I've had a little experience, should we say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what's your other pledges?
Well, let me just say about the gun and knife.
Yeah, yes, go into that.
We have to look at new ways of dealing with these things.
Mm-hmm.
And in Glasgow, they had the same sort of issues, and they was able to deal with the situation through as a health issue.
Right.
Where they brought all the statutory partners together in one room,
mm-hmm.
and they dealt with the issues. So if it's a particular state that's having a problem,
right,
all the agencies will get together and deal with that particular state.
Right.
Parents, local police, local community workers, health professionals, they'll all come together and deal with this situation
mm-hmm.
as a collective.
Right.
Right.
And I think we're on that issue as well. I just, we definitely need to find out who's supplying the guns and the drugs, because it seems like that's what's been left out of the equation. From what I'm seeing, is that nobody's looking at. Well, there must be somebody who knows where the supplies are coming from. But it's like it's swept under the carpet.
The focus is never on that.
No.
All they're looking for the user, but they're not trying to find the supplier.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I wish they would put as much effort into that than stopping the little young person want to go to college or go to his work.
Mm-hmm.
Because stop and search.
That's right.
Most of it's not really that effective. It's actually does more damage than harm.
Right. Yeah.
Unless it's intelligence led, and that's the only way I would agree with stop and search. If it's intelligence led.
Right.
It has to be. Right. And create more of a bigger barrier between us and the police.
Right. Yes.
We might even have to think about decriminalisation of drugs.
Right. That's another issue. Yeah.
Right. In Portugal, they have done this.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not going to go into the details, but people thought that there'd be a rising epidemic of drug users and so forth, but it wasn't. It was actually total opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. We have legalized drugs here, cigarettes and alcohol.
Right.
So when you have a problem, you go to the hospital with that, don't you?
Yes.
That's how they're thinking about it over there.
Right.
And just because something's free and it's legal, not everyone's going to run to it. There are probably less people running to it because it's legal.
And another thing is, once you got it on that level, then all the toxins and the poisons you can control as well. That's another benefit as well.
That's right. Less people in the prison service, less people committing crime. But as I said, we have to deal with this situation, this issue of drugs.
I think
both parties don't want to deal with it.
Right. Yeah. I've got Minty, brother Minty. He's going to ask you, Rasta Minty actually is going to ask you. He wants to ask you a question
brother Minty.
on your policies.
Yes, King.
Once again, if you just joined us, Andrew Reid is campaigning an independent party, and we've got him live here on Bless, and we've got also Rasta Minty is going to ask him some questions.
Yes, brother. How you doing, King?
Yes, brother Minty.
Enough respect, my brother. Can you put this volume up, bro? Because this volume's a bit low, I think. Yes, that's better, man. Give thanks. Yeah, not too loud, man. But yeah, bro. First of all, congratulations on running for to be a local councillor. I think it's of the greatest essence and importance what you're doing, bro. Can you tell the people, bro? I don't know if Jammers has already asked it because I did come a bit late. What makes you stand out from the other candidates? You know, we've got a lot of candidates there. What makes you different, and what is it that our people can rely on you that the others can't give us?
Well, I did mention briefly, but I was saying I've got 6 things that I can do for you, which I'll put in my last leaf. I'll just briefly go through them.
Yes,
go on, bro.
Recap.
Can speak freely and act freely. Has no party whip, so that I am not controlled by any party. I can actually talk what the people on the ground actually want to say on the top table. I can speak fearlessly on any issue that affects local constituents. That's any issue. Can confidently represent local constituents. Can truly champion local issues. And this one is the most key one. Can give support, monitor and make accountable. That is me. Support, monitor and make accountable. And that makes me different from the others. I have many years of union experience. I have many years of employment tribunals. I've been doing work recently, working with people having problems with disability claims. PIP, should we say, person independence payment, and that is another issue where I will be fighting to represent people, because at the moment all this government seems to do is to target vulnerable people. That's all I see, and it's got to stop. It's got to stop, and we've got to change the way that we do things now. Politics is not the same way. We as local people should be involved at a local level in what's going on in our area. Nationally, yes, we have a structured organization, yes, but locally, we should be involved in local matters. We need to have a representative that truly represents what our voice is saying. So I'm there to actually empower the St. Anne's people in their ward. We had a hustings last week Friday by an organisation called START. Their organisation looking to build 800 homes on the St. Anne's Hospital site. First thing they did wrong was not to invite me. But through pressure,
I like that, bro. The first thing they did wrong was not to invite you. We're going to go and get them, you know, bro. Trust me.
They don't know what the type of character I am. So I told them to change that decision immediately, because it's my democratic right to be there.
For sure.
Go vying for St. Anne's Hospital. Yeah, and you don't want to have it in the ward. You're having it outside the ward. And then you don't want to invite the only independent candidate to the hustings. So through a little bit of pressure, we had a moral victory on that, so they put me on the panel in the end. So
enough respect, King. Well done.
And the thing that I was saying to them about, well, you want to build 800 houses in your flats, that sounds good in principle, but have you done any impact survey on what the local services they will have? You know, impact on local services. Have you done that? They start stuttering. I said, oh gosh, here we go. Here we go again. They want to bypass the community again. So I asked them, well, all right then, out there, those 800, is there anything for residential care, you know? Respite care, you know? Residential homes. Older people are getting older. They're living longer. Have you thought about, retirement homes? They haven't thought about it. They're not even asking us, you know? So I told them that they need to have more consultation with the people in St. Anne's Ward. And if the people in St. Anne's want it, then I will back it. Until then, I am stalemate. But these are the type of things, you know. And the first question that they ask us is, the councillors there, would you back it? Would you back their program? And I'm thinking, why would that kind of ask that kind of question straight to the councillor? They should be going to the people on the ground first. and ask that question if they want it. So politics these days is like, forget the people on the ground, forget the people, we don't really want them. We go straight to the people, the councillors, and get them to vote the way we want. Even though the people on the ground, well, they may some be for and some yes and no, but we're going straight to you and influencing you. But I can't be bought like that.
Good, bro. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. But you know, bro, I'm gonna have to call you because remember we were supposed to link up.
Yes.
Don't worry, I will call you and we'll get that sorted out before the 3rd of May.
I'm gonna have to charge you for making arrangements. You know.
No, that's okay. But you stole me money though, so you can take it out. I'm just joking. But yeah, I think what you're doing is fantastic, my brother. I'm really, really excited. I just wish I lived in St Anne's Ward, to be honest, man.
Well, I think I'm going to be moving down there, to tell the truth.
Well, you know, we got to try something different now. This is the key. I'm one of the first in the independent in my ward. I hope other people would realise that we have to start voting strategically and putting in people in places where we want them. Yeah. We have a vote. Some people take it very loosely that, but this vote, people have died for to have this vote. You know, our foreparents have died for us to have a vote. So let's use it. Let's use it strategically this time. Yeah. And the fact that they try to keep me out of St Anne's hustings is a good reason for you to vote for independent. That's a good enough reason, just alone. If they could treat me like that, what are they going to do to the people of St Anne's Ward? So I urge them this time to vote for the independent this time. Just even on the basis of that they try to keep me out the hustings for the St Anne's Ward. Have it outside the ward. It's I call it a little bit of a slap in the face to the people in St Anne's Ward, really. And I'm trying to encourage 60% that didn't vote last year to vote.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about, because I know it's all about the numbers game, you know. So how do you plan to, you know, with your campaign, you know, the numbers game, how do you, because, you know, they've got established, you know, parties in there, and we've got the big numbers following them through lack of knowledge. So how do you plan to address that with your campaigns?
Well, my target is 2,000 votes.
Right.
The target is 2,000 votes. I think at present we're probably giving out about 4,500 leaflets at the moment.
Right.
This weekend there'll be another wave of 5,000 leaflets going through people's doors.
Right.
Confirming my pledges to the area. So if anyone's willing to come and assist, we are meeting up on Sunday on Suffolk Road about 2 o'clock. That's in Tottenham M15. And we'll start leafleting.
What day is that? Can you give that date again? What day is that?
This is Sunday.
This Sunday, is it?
This Sunday.
The 29th, yeah?
29th, yeah.
Okay, what time?
We'll be 2 o'clock. We'll be meeting on Suffolk Road Estate.
Yes.
Tottenham M15. And from there, we'll be going out and leafleting.
Right.
And hopefully that the people will see that and take notice and look to make a change, do something different this year. Because I really, really want to make a change, and because I'm really, really fed up of what I'm seeing around me, and it's just not happening. We've had Labour for 20 years now, and what we get is the same things churned out, the same results. We're getting poorer. We're more under pressure, we're more under debt. You know, what's going on? So things have to change, So the change is vote for independent this year, 3rd of May, vote Reid.
And if anybody wants to get like help or get in contact, how do they get hold of you or find out more information about you and what you represent?
Yeah, as normal, I'm on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, but this is my mobile number.
Well, I think give out your Facebook. What's your Facebook details?
Just say my name. It's just my name, really. Andrew Reid, R-E-I-D.
Yes.
You can search and you'll find me. My mobile.
Well, I think the mobile we should, because we don't want you inundated with. Have you got another number that you can give out, or?
No, that's fine. I welcome calls.
You're okay? Yeah. Okay. Fine.
I welcome calls.
Yeah. So what's your mobile number?
07903.
Yes.
749 752. I'll repeat that.
Yeah, repeat that. Thanks.
07903 749 752.
Wow. Minty?
Yes, No, go on, bro. You were saying, Andrew. Go on, carry on, bro.
No, well, I said, as I said, we're looking to break the cycle this year.
Right. Definitely, bro. Definitely.
Right.
And I just want to let people, one last thing, I am supported by an organisation a lot of people don't know about. They're called the Local Government Independent Group.
Right.
So once I am elected, I share independence with other independents in the area.
Right.
In the UK, there's a network of UK independents. Yeah, so I'm not alone.
And another thing, once you get voted in, what kind of power do you have access to?
What kind of power?
Yeah, if you do get voted in, what how does that benefit?
Well, I can write a letter.
Right.
And ask for information.
Right.
And they have to respond. So, like, one of the things I'm looking at is to set up a skill set database in my area. So when we get local contracts, which I'll be pushing for, I'll look on my skill database and say, they need 10 plumbers, say. Yeah? I'll say, on my skill set database, there's 10 plumbers that they're unemployed.
Right.
Can we start there? Alright, and once that quota is being met, I'm going to go up on the site, get my hat, get your safety hat on and your high vis and everything. I'm going to visit the site. I'm going to visit the site. And then if I don't see what I expect to see, I'm going to ask the people in charge with a letter and ask them what is going on. But I don't expect them to go and get none of the chain gangs and go outside weeks and get people like that as local employers. That's not the way.
So I know you need tremendous drive and energy. So what makes you tick? What gives you to get up and go then to do this momentous task?
Just the feeling that I can, of the well done. See, when I have my barbecues every year on my estate, which is something that I'm going to have every year in Chestnut once elected. Community cohesion. The look on their faces of the young ones and say, how happy they are. That is, for me, good. When I see different communities talking to each other, I'm happy. So that's what I'm looking to achieve. Try and bring back that village mentality. Because with that village mentality, we can talk to our youth. We can find out what the issues are from early and deal with them as a collective. We just got to be doing things differently now. Yeah. Much differently. We just cannot keep voting the same way and getting the same results. Just can't do it no more. I woke up this year, here 4 deaths New Year's Day. What's going on? As you know, the one in Tottenham, shooting of a young lady. It's just gone too far, too much, and now we have to take back control now. We as parents, community leaders, we have to take back control of our children. And that's where it starts.
And to me, it sounds like there's a book in the air, man. I think you need to be putting out your book,
Well, I haven't thought about book jammers, but you never know, because I've been through many things, as a lot of people may know. I fight racism hard, equality hard, and I've had my own issues, and I won my case on racism in 2006 against British Telecom. And since then and before, I've been representing other people to try and keep them in employment.
No, that sounds excellent. You know that you got a wealth of experience, and plus you're going. You know, a lot of people talk and they do the usual stuff to sort of demonstrate concerns, but you've gone directly to the source. So, as again, I've got to commend you for what you're doing. You know, and anytime you want exposure or help, you know, we're here on Bless, and plus me as well. You know, we're here to help you.
Well, in the future, we're looking at setting up a family support group.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the family support group is going to have people like myself, advisors, legal advisors, counsellors, because we have to start with this gun and knife crime. We have to start with deal with intervention and prevention.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I'm really hot on the exclusions. I did 3 years with Haringey's exclusion team, and I saw 90% of them were black. It shouldn't be that way, but it is. So me and my brother was there. We did some drama training with them. We stayed there for 3 years, and we were getting results. But as you know, when you start getting too successful, for some reason they try to sort of like put you to the side because they don't really want you to be successful.
Oh, and what do you mean? What do you mean by exclusion teams? What do you mean exclusion?
Well, children get excluded from school.
Right.
They get excluded from school, and what I was finding is that they get excluded, and 2-3 years down the line, they're still in exclusion.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Excluded.
Yeah, excluded. Yeah, excluded. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, for me, if I see any youth in there over a year, I'm saying we're failing them.
I just want to throw this to Minty as well, because basically I think it's a key element in what is the problem with us, is because society's not catering for us, especially our youth, and they're getting demoralised because the system, they can't see avenues that they can progress through the system, and this is what causes them to digress into this. Minty?
I agree, bro. That's what you said. I don't know what you want me to say. I agree with that.
Well, I'll right back there. I think he's got some, I don't know what he's not doing on his internet there. I think he's
I'm sharing information about the show.
Right, okay.
So
I'll bounce it back to you, Drew. That's what I see anyway, that the access through the system is not there for, especially our youth, and this is one of the major causes of what's happening now. What would you say to that?
Actually, there's quite a few things out there for the youth, more than what we have. Let's face it. They've got a lot of opportunities out there, all right? But it's to steer them and let them know that it's available and how they can get involved in it. Probably they don't know the path. And plus, when they are in the system, the services that have been offered are the same mundane services that they've been doing for the last 5-6 years, and it normally are run by white middle class organizations coming into the bar saying they're able to help us. Right. They can't help us.
So you're actually saying that there are opportunities out there, but we're unaware of the opportunities that are there, and the avenues that lead to these opportunities are controlled by people who do not know or have no interest or other motivations for why they're in the positions, and they're not giving access to the youth to get to these opportunities that you say there are.
There's things. Look, we was young before, weren't we? You know, and think about what the young people have now. They can get involved in loads of things right now. But again, one, they have to travel, and two, there's always a cost element. There's always a cost element. But I want to never use cost as a thing to stop you from doing something. If you want to be a rower, in the rowing team, and there's a rowing school down the road, go and talk to them first. There might be bursaries out there that can help you go through that. Yeah, there might be a grant scheme that you can get involved in if you really want to do it. These sort of things are available, but you've got to make that first push yourself. But the other thing I want to go about exclusions when I was there just briefly, the young people wanted discipline. That's why
they want discipline. I thought that's what they're running from.
No, actually, to me, they said that they didn't want to be told that they can do anything. They wanted like a structure. They want like a plan where they can see a progression ladder going. If you do this, you get that. You do this, you get that. You know, they wanted to see it.
So right now you're saying that there's not enough structure, and that goes in towards the family home and in actual.
I want to the family home at the moment, but I'm talking this about exclusion at the moment. The exclusion centre working a pupil referral unit. That's what they call it, a pupil referral unit.
So are you saying it's a system that's in place in the school? So once maybe the teachers see a sort of signs, they will put our youth into this category. Without
label them and put them in a unit. Have them there. The discipline and structure is nothing like in the school. It's actually even worse. The other thing that I noticed as well is when we were doing drama around Black history, they were very keen on listening.
Right. So I want to take us back. So just run it through again. So a youth is seen as a not behaving correctly in school. What happens then?
Well, first, you get labelled and you go through the amount of meters.
What do you mean labelled? Did they do? Is it a report that they put on a report? Is it or they?
Well, I saw. I don't know exactly how they always get there, but there's always the school tries their bit to contact the parents and have meetings and so forth. Sometimes those meetings are not very fruitful, but the child is excluded for a day. But when they get into the exclusion unit, for me, they're there far too long.
So there's actually an exclusion unit.
Yeah, called a pupil referral unit. So they take them out of school and put them somewhere else.
Right.
Bad youth. Or the other youth that is very dysfunctional.
Right.
So you're all put in the same pool. It's like going to prison, basically. You're going to meet more criminals, aren't you?
So basically, you're saying they've actually got a structure in place to train youths that are potentially looking bad to get them to be professionally bad.
And you put it if you want to put it there in that way,
right?
Yeah, but we went in there and we tried them. You know, I said they want structure. That's what they look.
Right.
We told them, look, you cannot have your mobile phone in our class. Being on your phone.
Right.
And the other classes, they allowed them, but when they came in my brother's class, they didn't.
Right.
When we talked about Black history, they were very focused on it. So I know that if Black history is being taught in school, that's another way of empowering our young people.
Right.
Especially those within the African Caribbean community. And also having Black studies, they will show the other communities that we have done and we were being fruitful in society. We've made a contribution in society over many, many years and many generations. Yeah, we just not were only taking out Africa and being slaves. We've actually been having ventures and so forth, manufacturing people that do great things.
That's an interesting slant because I've never really heard it like that. But actually, the children that are sort of dysfunctioning, they're actually crying out for someone who's got a plan to show them how to get back on the right path. So that's really, really, really insightful what you just said there. You know.
Yeah, they're calling for structure. They want structure. They want structure. They want a path.
It's true. People don't realise that, bro. I've worked with youths. I've worked in social services at RSW and children's homes. I've worked in mental health, and I know that the youths, as tough and as bad as they go on, they want structure. They want love and they want structure, basically, and they want to be listened to. And it's very important that we definitely give them love, definitely give them an ear to listen to. And, you know, it's about understanding, overstanding them, because a lot of these youths shouldn't be in a classroom setting. You know, there's a certain, like if you go to Africa or the Caribbean, they have a call and response way of teaching. It's not like here. You don't always do lessons indoors. You'll do lessons in the field, you understand, King? Yes. So it's about understanding these youths who are getting excluded. Why are they getting excluded? Maybe the structure in Europe or England is not suitable for these people. It's not something that it's not a structure that they can get. You can get the best out of these youths, and that's why they quote unquote rebel in class. So what you're doing is excellent, bro. It's about giving them structure. It's about giving them a bit of discipline, boundaries, which youths want, definitely.
That's right.
And like you say, the discipline, especially with no phones, it's very important, that, because I can tell with the youths I've worked with, phones are a massive distraction.
That was just one example. It was hard enough to keep them in the class for more than 15 minutes, but we managed to engage them, and we talked about things that they wanted to hear, and they definitely wanted to hear about their African history.
Very important.
They stood still and they listened. Now they were interested how, when we were growing up, how the streets was at the time. You know, we had a lot of running battles with skinheads and mods and so forth. You know, the streets weren't free like how they see it at the moment. You know, people, not even my age, they were older, they went through hell on the streets. Just so that their grandchildren now can fight over a little postcode. Yeah?
Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it, bro? It's just mad.
Yeah, so when we have them, we explain to them that, 15, 20 years ago, things were a lot different, You won't be looking to kill someone that look like you. Definitely, you'll be looking to defend that person because he's been harassed.
That's right, bro.
What is it about this information that you're saying? What encapsulates the youth then about the history? What is it? Why do you think this is so important, and why did they really move to this information? What is it about the information of African history and about themselves? What encapsulates them and inspires them?
If somebody told you something great, like Martin Luther King, we got, and the troubles and the trials that he had to go through, so it gave them some sort of like confidence and a belief in themselves that they can do something more than what they're doing.
That's right, bro.
That's how it came over. They sat very still and listened, asked questions, But that was one of the two things. They wanted structure, and when we had talked about African history during the drama play, they were focused. They're focused.
Right.
They didn't run out the class in and out. They put their mobile phones down. But again, when we went in there, me and my brother as two black men running our own business.
Right.
All right. Normally it's the other way around. White middle class coming in to work with our youth that look like us.
I think that's another key element, because we take it for granted that there's African histories out there everywhere, so people must know. But as you say, when it's delivered, especially by two black males who to our youths who are black males, and they can see success, then they can see how they can be successful as well. They've got positive role models and an example given to them directly.
Yeah, we just got to get involved and remove these services that been done under the youth offending teams. Remove those services if they haven't been doing anything for the last 5-6 years. Or remove them and bring it in the grassroots organizations, the local organizations in the area, where people see you up and down every day. Bring those organizations and you'll get a much better result. But they don't want good results. They just want them to come through, tick a few boxes, get more and more trouble with the police, and then next minute it's prison, whatever, give them work, keep them in employment. Yeah, they love that cycle, but not for our children. That cycle's going to be broken now. I'm going to break it.
Good. I love what you're saying, Andrew. I think it's important. Just to touch on the history. Yeah, no, I love what you're saying, Andrew. I think it's very important. Just to touch on the history, just to respond to Jammers. I think that it's definitely what you said. It builds the confidence. even like my grandfather, when back home, he knocked out one of the colonialists. And he was a hero when he had to flee back to his village. He was working in the colonial office, and he knocked him out because he didn't like what he was saying, and he had to flee back. And he had to flee back home. And that not that we were telling you to go knock out colonialists, but I love the fact that he was resisting the system.
Yeah.
And the odds were against him, but he still stood up and knocked that boy out. So that instills me with pride, but obviously we're using different tactics to violence, but we're still resisting. So I love that just alone, just in my own history, fills me with confidence. So knowing about other people, because I'm doing a little presentation on African history and the Maroons, and just knowing about these brothers and sisters in the Caribbean from Africa for the most part, and how they beat all the odds to create their own independent villages, towns, cities, if you like.
Yes.
It's very inspiring, brethren.
Yes.
And that's the message we want to get out there to our people, that no matter what you're going through, no matter how difficult it is, no matter how you feel the things that are against you, you can win, you can overcome, and you can succeed. So as tough as things seem for our youth, we can win, we can, if we work together, if we organise, if we are disciplined, as you said earlier, bro, we can succeed in this, absolutely. And I love your enthusiasm, bro, when you're talking about breaking the cycle. It's so important what you said there, bro.
Yeah, we got to break that cycle.
Break it, bro.
Yeah, and we have to vote strategically, as I said before, pull our resources together. If this system is failing us, we've got to break it and replace it with something new. I'm not just a person of complaining. I'm a person that will find solutions.
Absolutely, bro. It's very important.
Yeah. We've done the complaining thing many years now. Let's put solutions on the table and let's start putting them through, putting them in motion. Let's stop the talking shop.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely, and we have to be actively seeking solutions, not just talking about it and say this and then you don't do nothing. Because I've seen people in certain groups, WhatsApp groups, and social media, always talking about this is a solution, but they're not doing anything towards it. I'm thinking it's not a solution. That's a suggestion. A solution is something that we can see solves the problem. It's a living, active. It's an adjective, a solution. It's not just a word or just a noun. It's an adjective, a solution, and we have to recognise that it's activity when we talk about solutions, not just saying things, you know what I mean? So the action's very important, and we have to emphasise that.
Yes. And
as I say once again as well, a lot of us are shying away from the political stance or looking at the establishment and what they're doing and trying to counter it. So once again, that's why you've got to be commended, because you're taking an avenue that not many people will go down, and want the easy option of just standing with a banner and think that they've achieved something.
Yeah,
that's right, bro.
Well, as I said, I'll be working for the people. I'm going to obviously put down different ideas. We come together as a collective with my people in my ward, my friends and my comrades, and then we put solutions down on the table towards dealing with what our issues are. And we can't have these amount of young people dying just like this. We can't have it. We can't have it. It's a shame and disgrace on us.
That's right, bro. Yeah.
But as I said, that drug problem is an issue, very big issue, and it's not being dealt with at a high level. Reason why? Because they'll be locking up their friends if they really dealt with these things.
Right.
They'll be locking up their friends. Because we don't make no gun. We come in manufacturing A-class drugs. We don't manufacture A-class drugs.
Right.
And that is the cause of the problem on the street.
Yep, definitely.
A man can offer you £1,000 doing his running for him. £1,000. And so that's why when my youth provision that I'm looking to produce is to work with local employers to set up some apprentice scheme where we can teach people practical skills. All right, you might not be able to make that 1,000, but you can potentially, as a plumber, say, you can potentially earn near that amount.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not saying you will. We do. My thing is, at the moment, we use drama with my company. And as you know, once you're an actor, you can be earning anything from 0 right up to millions. So it's just giving them proper skills that they can learn.
Right, I like
take
that.
away as an individual. So practical skills is what I'm looking at right now.
Right.
So I'll work with any of those organizations that can bring that and deliver those type of things.
Well, Andrew, I know you're a busy man, and I like to thank you for taking time out to ring in here at Bless. It shows you're a people's person, you know, taking the time out for your busy schedule, you know. And you're once again. So if anybody wants to help give out the flyers, it's on Sunday. Is it 2:00? You're saying?
Yeah, 2:00. Yes.
Where at?
2:00 at the Suffolk Road Estate.
Suffolk Road Estate. Right, okay, that's the Sunday.
That's N15.
N15. You got the rest of the postcode?
N15 5RN.
Right, okay, fine.
Okay.
N15 5RN. So, thank you for having me on your show.
Anytime we'll have to get you down at the studio as well.
Yes. Apologies that I cannot be there, but maybe might be able to get in there before the 3rd. I'm not sure.
Before the 1st or after, let us know how it went, you know, and planning for and your strategies for the next one. So you know, we're here.
Yes.
And also, we'll see you in the evening. Then we see your company perform in the evening at the Speakers Club. Yeah.
That's definitely. Well, I gotta congratulate you on the Speakers Club.
Oh, thanks.
That's another avenue of a solution to the problem. I like, these things is important. What you're doing, Speakers Club.
Well, I think your element is a key element, because the drama that you bring, it creates the reality of people's real life situations, you know. So it works hand in hand, you know. So yeah, thank you as well.
The beauty of that is that we bring the young people in to teach them drama. And you provided us a second platform for them to perform at.
Well,
you see how beautiful that is?
Yeah, that just works fantastically, you know. Fantastically well. Well, once again, thank you again, Andrew. You got any final words?
No, listen, Andrew will speak anyway, man. Because
God bless Minty.
Definitely, enough respect. Keep up the good work, my brother, yeah.
Thank you. Take care.
I support you 100%, my brother, yeah. Bless King.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew. Excellent. Man, this is what we need, we need people who are putting themselves in these positions. Thank you, Andrew.
Thanks, Andrew, man.
We need people.
That's right, bro. Yeah, we need as a Rasta man, we eschew politics, bro. We run away from politics, because politicians is part of the problem, as far as we're concerned. But I think that it's important, whilst we're in this country, that we get, if we can go and get MPs, we can get councillors involved. Because when I used to live in Walthamstow, and what happens is in Walthamstow, a lot of Asian people live there, a lot of Asian councillors. A lot of Asian things get done, basically, bro. Right. It's just that simple. Yeah. And when it comes to Black History Month, it's getting cut and cut and cut, because there's not enough black councillors there to speak up for it. So it's the Asians go, well, it's not our thing, so why should we care about it? So that's why, especially a borough which has a high percentage of African and Caribbean people.
Yeah, well, big up DJ Jammers, Glamour Kids said that. Say,
financially, what we waste because we supply our communities with our financial wealth,
But no, you're absolutely right, bro. That's a massive problem. That's why Andrew has to get our 100% support. Those who live in the borough where Andrew is, or the ward it is, isn't it? Vote for Andrew Reid and give him your support. It's of the greatest importance. And as you said, Jammers, correctly, it's all about numbers. The more numbers is, the more power you have, basically, and the more people we can get in power, which is of the greatest importance. So, anytime, if anyone's got any potential, go and try and become a councillor, whichever ward or borough you're in, because whichever ward or borough you're in, there's always going to be a number of our people, whether it's small or large, but always try and become a councillor, so there's a voice for our people when it comes for funding, when it comes for utilities in the communities, because as I've said in Waltham Forest, a lot of things for black people get cut, even though there's a lot of black people in Waltham Forest. There's not a lot of things happening for our people, utilities, events, etc. In fact, they used to have a great carnival in Walthamstow High Street on Sundays, like in the summer in August, and they cut that. Channel 1 used to kill it, bro. They used to take life, used to really get a good crowd, and they didn't like it. They didn't like it, so...
The thing is, you see, these social events is what galvanises the community. Just like when they have their football matches, it galvanises a community spirit. But you see, when we have ours, you know, if we have a slight issue with criminal behaviour, they just use it as an excuse to shut it down, rather than seeing the major positive factor, even with finances coming in from other sources and the publicity that the areas get. You know, as I said, the structure is designed to shut us down. Oh, we've got a text from 419, and they say, evening jammers and Rasminci, listening to positive vibes. Brother Andrew speaks a lot of sense. He's finding solutions rather than just talk. Thank you 419 for that comment.
Yeah, man, Andrew's a good brother.
Yeah.
But just to address what you said, bro, you're absolutely right, bro. Let's use the carnival, for example. 100 people get arrested out of 2 million people. Congressional report. You understand, Brethren? Government report. 300 people get arrested. Glastonbury. Just lively youths. Over-exuberant youths.
Right.
Do you understand, Brethren? Less people got arrested at the carnival than not that I'm a defender of the carnival, but it's our people, than at Glastonbury this year, Brethren. But National Congression for the carnival dismissed as lively youths at Glastonbury, Brethren.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And look at the football match in Liverpool. One critically injured. No one's talking about stopping the matches.
Absolutely,
no one's talking about stopping the matches.
And here's the joke, right? It's a very interesting thing you've said there, bro. How long has football violence been going on?
Look at the level of the violence.
When I used to go to school with my friend's brother. When I used to go and check my friend, his brother was a football hooligan for Everton. Oh my goodness. Brethren, I didn't want to go nowhere after he's telling me half these stories, you know, about the violence. Now, he was a nice brother, believe it or not, but he loved the violence. He was got excited for, and I'm thinking, I don't want to go to a pub. I don't want to go anywhere where there's people who aren't close to black, because I'm afraid of my life, basically, because these people are crazy, brethren. These people are, this was in the 80s, it's 2000 and the singles now, bro. So this football violence thing has been going on for years, man. From the 60s, when Leeds were the first kind of quote-unquote football hooligans. To be fair, they got robbed in the final of a European Cup, and they rioted, and that's where this title tag came. And then that hooliganism aspect kind of sort of continued to the 70s and especially the 80s, bro. 70s and 80s was a terrible problem. But they don't no hearing. No, you know, no, in fact, it's exuberant youths. It's a bit of a problem when people die, but beyond that, we're not that bothered. One day, black people have fun. 100 gets arrested. National Congression. It's absolutely ridiculous.
And that's not even where I used to DJ at Holloway Road, the People's Club. That used to get.
You used to DJ there?
Yeah, we started. Well, it used to be the social club.
I remember, bro.
And when it changed over, we were the first DJs there. We sort of built it from scratch again.
Wow.
And we had people coming from all over, all communities.
That's right,
it was
bro.
a nice social event, and through a couple of skirmishes, and they tried to blame every the loud noise. You know, they shut it down. But the road that it's on is on the road to Arsenal. So every Saturday during the week, there's thousands of football supporters there.
But it's totally unfair, bro, about that club, because when I first come to London, I was going to that club. Even when I was coming from London to Liverpool just to stay, we used to go to the People's Club in Holloway Road, and it was run nicely. There was never no trouble there, Brethren. It was always a very peaceful environment, and there people just want to have fun. And as soon as some noise gets made, they want to close the place down.
And they want to blame it, but it's organised, because I sat in on the meetings. And it's organised. They strategically plan how to shut it down. They're not looking at solutions or incorporation. They're looking at meetings to see let's have more cameras. Any noise, let's blame it on the club.
Brethren, you know, and what I realised with some clubs, when my friend told me at the club, and it's along the lines of what you're saying. There's a police kind of committee you could go,
right.
And they want you to contribute to the fund. When you contribute, nothing happens to your club. The one time he stopped contributing, they were talking about shutting this club down, Bridgen. So this is what we're dealing with, man. We're dealing with these negative forces.
Well, another thing is about if you want to have an event now, they've got a list of certain DJs who are going to be performing, and some of them they won't even allow them in the clubs now based on the fact of their ethnicity or what the type of music they're going to be playing. They can't even get in the clubs now.
But what you're saying is absolutely right, bro, because I've done events management and I've done courses on it. There's a form you have to fill in, like, I can't remember, 419 form. It's a specific name for the form, which you have to give to the police and let them know who, as you said, who's the DJs, where the club is, and if it's playing garage, if it's playing house, if it's playing ragga, they'll shut you down before you get a chance. And in fact, they did that with in fact, they closed it down, I've been told. The Exquisite Lounge, is it? On Bruce Grove.
Right. Yes, that.
You know, bro, where enough dancers on. Lady Leo she used to have a youth club there. There was a Caribbean restaurant on the side, and then there was the club. It's an Exquisite Lounge, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been there for years.
Yeah, man.
They shut all the clubs down because basically we think, oh, it's no black club, bad black businesses, but it's not. They've got a strategic plan to shut down the owners.
They don't want to empower us, Bridgen, but actually, I don't think that was owned by an African or a man of Africa.
It doesn't matter who it's owned by, as long as we start turning up at the door.
No, exactly, man. I think he was married to a sister, though. Yeah, so, but yeah, bro, that's a big problem. That's not.
And that's what Andrew's kind of highlighted. Is that you see, there's actually got structures in place to shut us down. It's internal structures.
This is what we call institutional racism, bro. You know, and I don't think we shouldn't talk about it because not many reports have discussed it. I remember we were talking about we were going to talk about Stephen Lawrence, we never touched on it.
Yeah, we'll have to do that next week.
The McPherson report, am I coming back now?
I suppose I'll have to.
Oh, well, I suppose. I suppose I'll make an effort then if you just suppose it. The McPherson report stated in relation to Stephen Lawrence that there was institutional racism. I'm just telling you what the government report said.
And that's by the people who are supposed to be preventing it. So if they're the ones who've got institutional, what hope is for any other organisation?
They're there to tell you what institutionally racist. That's the facts. We're not making it up and we're not trying to belittle or diss anybody. We're just representing the facts the way they are. The McPherson report after Stephen Lawrence, which was studying institutional racism or various the behaviours of certain organisations or institutions, just said certain bodies, I'm not going to say which ones, are institutionally racist. There's a problem in these bodies.
And I think really, Andrew's really brought a thing to light because we always say, oh, problem this or bad black this or bad you. But it's an actual war force that they've got to make us look bad.
Absolutely.
I mean, they can find out, there could be someone get poisoned by gas over here and they could shut down Russia. You see what I'm saying? 70 people get is it in Syria? Victims of chemical warfare, and they're immediately bombing
bombs,
there.
Exactly.
50 of our youths get stabbed, and the youths are the problem.
Yeah, no, it's shocking, Bridgen. I mean, if we look from slavery, as us in slavery, what was the justification for slavery? We're 3/5 of human beings. We run around with no clothes on. We're animals. We cook people. All this madness and nonsense, which is all a lie, of course. That image was created for us by them. What do we have in colonisation when physical slavery ended? We had the lazy black man. These people are no good. These people are shuffling. These people are sniffling. Maintenance of this negative image. When we were out of colonisation, slavery, and all this, we got the vote. What was the image they presented of us? This aggressive black man. That's how they criminalise us, Bridgen. What's the woman like? She's a strong black woman. Really means she's an aggressive black woman.
It's sexual.
Right, Bridgen, that's the other part of it, the sexualised black woman. So they've always presented images for us. And if you keep on pushing these negative images in the psyche of people who don't know Africans, even in the minds of Africans, you'll create self-hate amongst black people and you'll create racism amongst the other races, which is what we see, bro, today.
And this is the source of power. The source of power is consciousness. And we was going to touch on that this week, but we'll probably as well next week we bring that into the equation. Is what you're conscious of is what you give power to.
Absolutely.
And it's not superiority, it's superior oratory. So whatever they say.
I like that. You got to say that again. Superior oratory. All right. And that's real.
Oratory.
That's real, bro.
Yeah. So every word that comes out their mouth is designed to affect your consciousness, because what you're conscious of is what you give power to.
But you remember, bro, when on my show we used to talk about about these negative energy impactors, like all these things, like these films, 12 Years a Slave, The Help, Django, Nat Turner, etc. All these movies. And then AIDS, Ebola, etc. All these things. I don't know if you remember, there was a video of a black girl getting beaten to death, brethren. Brazilian black sister. I never watched it, but I knew. So people were telling me what it was like. I'm just saying that these things are like H&M, bro. H&M, the shop that got put the monkey, the boy is a monkey, the Dove advert. Yes. Do you understand what I'm saying, bro? They're always putting things, stumbling blocks in our way to get us angry, to get us emotional, to get us out of ourselves. And this is what we're trying to encourage our people. We've got to stay within ourselves. We've got to stay controlled. We've got to not let our emotions get the better of us. We've got to be aware that this system is always trying to belittle us and keep us down. And we must be always rise above it by thinking positively and not being discouraged by the way the system tries to present us.
And according to that, what we're talking about is have active consciousness. Active consciousness is using your instincts and creating habits to have innovative and inventive approaches to whatever demands or incentives that they put in front of you. So this is the way that we really need to.
Yeah, but I love what you've just said. I love the superior oratory. I think that's brilliant, that, Bridget, because at the end of the day, the first connection you have with yourself is your consciousness, and it's the way you think, isn't it, essentially? Right. And then the way you think determines the way you feel, your emotions. And when, for example, a kid, he slaps another kid, he said, "Why did you do that?" He goes, "Because I felt like." That's what they tell you.
Yeah.
Whether it's right or wrong, because I felt like, they don't say, or they might say, "I thought about it, but I changed my mind." Do you understand? So the thought doesn't determine the action, but it's the feeling that determines the action. So we have to get our thoughts right, and that will make that feeling right, and then our actions will be right. So what you're saying is absolutely right. Superior oratory. We must have superiority within our own minds, King.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? And so we have to think and speak highly of ourselves, basically.
That's right.
100%, King. It's very important, bro.
Every self-defining animal, species of animal, has to think of themselves first, you know.
Brethren, where I live is like a wildlife place. You've been there, bro, so you've seen it, man. I say wildlife. I don't. Well, don't say no. Maybe you didn't look out the window because you came and went so quickly. No, jokes aside. And what I see is the geese, the ducks, the swans, the seagulls.
That kind of wildlife. Okay.
Yeah. The foxes, the hedgehogs, squirrels, rats, pigeons. Where are the things there, brethren? Nature is a reflection of us. We are a reflection of nature. Ducks don't look after swans. Swans don't look after geese. They all look after each other. Right. They all live in harmony, you know, King. They're not boxing each other, you know. They all intermingle easily, you know, King. But they all look after their own, man. You're absolutely right, bro.
And their consciousness doesn't switch off, because if it switches off for a second, then they're deaf.
Legend, they're always in touch with their instinct. Always, as you said, King. So our instinct is developed even to intuition, if you like, King. Because instinct may not necessarily be intuition, but it's certainly inner habits, if you like, instinct as opposed to intuition, inner consciousness, being tuned into that consciousness within you and letting it give you direction or guidance, or tuition, if you like, intuition, inner tuition. Yeah. So that's from reading the African mystery schools, the information from the African mystery schools. That's all African society. So
from my book.
Well, it was a mystery because I didn't understand it. That's why.
No, only joking. Still.
No, that's right, though.
But I'm saying the key element now is we're different, especially we're different to them. You know, they're different species of animal. We work off intuition.
Intuition, bro, absolutely.
Intuition. We know things. Know things means know means to be sell free or to be sell or to be free. That's why when the child wants to run off, you say no, because it actually means to be free. When someone knows something, it's an automatic intuition. They are diagnostic. That means they need to use words or mathematics to work things out. And that's the problem with our youth, because our youth are not getting taught in the way that they're supposed to. That's works with them.
No, you're absolutely right, bro. And I think that even if we look at the word now, because I like breaking down words to us. No. And the word no has now in it, doesn't it?
That's right. That's right.
And that's what it is. To know is to be present, basically.
Yeah,
it's not a future or a past.
Now, and then now backwards means you've won because you made the first move. Mistake means you've missed the chance to take. But if you know something, you've already won because you're using your instincts to get there. And if you reverse the word no, then you'll see you've got something on you. So the opposite of saying no to someone, that means you ain't got no you don't have to give them no money. You ain't made no promises. You're free. But the minute you say yes to something, then you put something on yourself.
But you see now, this is why I like. I mean, Jammers used to come on my show. We used to have this same type of banter. You've just got me thinking. The word now has the word no has the word now in it. It also has the word one in it, doesn't it?
Right.
And one is like one because when you've won, you're one with yourself, Reggie.
Okay.
When you're winning,
hey, that's my department. Yeah, you're not coming back next week now.
You forgot Abu's show. You forgot Abu's show when we were bouncing back and forward. That's all, brother. I know you are. But the word one, we have to be one. To know, Brethren. We have to be one with ourselves to know. We have to be one to win, to have won.
That's right.
So it's very important, bro.
And if you look at the word money now, the last letter is M. No, the first letter is M, the last letter is Y.
Hold on, I think the Jammers there, we need to get into...
What's in this street?
I'm going to call the management and say we need someone else who actually knows how to spell to come on.
So when you're looking at the middle of the word money, you see one. So basically you see my one. So when you put money in front of yourself, then you're owned by somebody else.
Yeah, I agree, bro. I like that, man. I like that. I think that actually, bro, sidebar, can we announce a couple of things?
Oh, actually,
bro?
yeah, because we run out of time. We've been not been conscious of the time, even though we've been talking about consciousness, And I once again got to big up Andrew Reid. Make sure you do support his independent party, and we've got some big massive events taking place this weekend, and we are invited as the community to come down and participate, and let's exchange views and enhance ourselves once again. Minty, you're gonna disclose these events.
Pick up these events. So let's talk about this event. It's this Saturday coming.
This Saturday, talking about the Saturday school, every Saturday.
Go on.
Every Saturday, I'll be down there as well, and it's taking place. Every Saturday. It's called.
That's thus being called the Saturday School. It's wonderful when Jammers could break down all these words. It's so simple. The Saturday School's on Saturday. Well, okay, wow.
You just blow my.
Honestly, bro.
And it's the Kush Cellar project. It's taking place at it's number 9 Clarendon Road. 9 Clarendon Road, Hornsey, London, N8. ODJ, and there's still spaces available, and it's ages from 5 to 15, and we'll be teaching life skills, English, maths, and I'll be doing etymology as well, and the Medunetcha. So if you'd like to participate or get involved, you can call 07377 131 834. Once again, that's 07377 131 834, or you can text 07497 069 702. That's every Saturday. Get your youth down there and let them learn some etymology and Medunetcha with me. Thank you.
Lovely. Okay, so we've got a couple of events on Saturday, and we've got one on Sunday as well, so we're going to just read them out. This is Find Your Voice presents, in association with the Family Support Group, The Truth About Prostate Cancer and Mental Health. And actually Edison will be there, won't he?
Yeah, Edison, big Edison will be there, fresh from the stage.
Yeah, and I'm sure that Errol McClintosh will be there, who's very well versed in
Errol will be there, yes.
And hopefully Vasco will be there as well.
Some serious experts are going to be in the building.
Heavyweight experts, bro, man. Yeah. This is really going to be a good event. We're going to look at the roles of parenting and the roles of social worker. This event is not to be missed. There will be an African cultural market there. It's on Saturday, the 28th of April. That's this Saturday, from 1:30 to 4 p.m. It's at Parkview Academy, West Green Road, London, N15 3QR. That's in Tottenham. There'll be an African market or cultural market there. So
can you tell us a bit about the African? People say African market. Tell them what is it?
Well, an African market is essentially it's essentially the African style market where people are just have a table and are selling the various goods or services.
There's a fantastic
a lot of
items
great
down there.
items. Well, that's right. So people will be selling African-scented things like shea butter and African jewellery, etc. With Caribbean food there, or African food if you like. There's a variety of products and services available, so it may not be just food, there'll be services. Some people, we have people giving massages.
And plus, if you've got businesses, it's a perfect place to
start your business. Definitely, bro.
Exchange numbers and get ideas and make contacts. It's perfect.
It's perfect, bro. So African market, it's also a great place to network as well, as you've just said, bro. So yeah, there's many benefits to, even if you just want to come to the African market, it's a fantastic place. It's a fantastic experience. The people have got great energy, so get down there if you can. There's another event immediately after, if this wants to work. There's another event immediately after, and actually this is another Find Your Voice event. Same day, it will be from 4:30. It's an open mic and spoken word event. And actually, we've got about, how many entertainers have we got that day, bro?
We've got about 6 or 7 entertainers.
Yeah, 6 or 7. Okay, is that including the?
Well, we've got a band that's coming down.
Oh, a band?
Well, not a band, a group.
All right, so like the singers.
Yeah, singers. They're going to be doing a group plus individual.
Okay, fantastic, man, fantastic. So this is an open mic event. So we've got young, and this is for young and mature people. Yeah. So anybody can come in, and you've still got time if you want to contribute or to partake in it.
That's right.
Absolutely. So because you want to get about at least 10 people.
Yeah, so there's still some spots if you want to come down and perform.
If you've got a little talent, even if you're a magician, we don't mind, man. It doesn't have to be singing or anything like that, rapping. You can be a magician if you want to, which would be good to see a black magician. Well, to see some black magic. So yeah, this event will be hosted by myself, Maxine, and Jammers and Critters.
Did you see the shoes that he says he's wearing for the show?
No, I didn't. I don't think I've had a conversation with him.
I sent you the picture of the shoes. So Chris has got some special shoes.
He looks very happy when he was like in the shoe shop, Bridget. He looked chuffed to bits. It was a great show. It was a great video.
You just need to come just to see the shoes that Critters is going to be wearing on the night.
I'm just happy to be in the shoe shop. Basically, it was a great picture. So this open mic session has got outstanding young and mature talent from all over the UK. We've got a special guest, Adine Ahmed, who's been a finalist in a number of great competitions. Factor Essex, Teen Star, Open Mic UK. Britain's Got Variety. She's been a finalist and a winner in all these competitions, so she's a very talented sister. So myself and Maxine Booth, Jammers and Critters will be hosting it. It's at the same place, Parkview Academy, West Green Road, London M15 3QR. That's Saturday the 28th of April from 4:30 to 7:30. So if you have any kind of talent, if you want to be part of this, you can call. Are we going to use your number, bro?
Yeah, you can text my number.
Are we going to use your number? Okay. Just give out your number, bro.
It's 07497 069 702. Once again,
Say it again, bro.
07497 069 072.
Okay, so that's Saturday. If you want any information, just text in and we'll try and read that out one more time. And there's on Sunday, the Speakers Club, bro. We're going to talk about that. Gender politics, the coming of the Superwoman. We're going to ask two pertinent questions. The first one is, are men becoming obsolete? And the second one is, how can women find the source of their power? Now, these events are really good. I mean, it's great energy, great crowd. You've got a great panel of people, including Mervyn Barrett and Abu will be there, isn't it? So you've got at least two. You have usually 4 or 5. I remember we had 8 people one time, didn't we, bro? That was something.
That was something else.
Yeah, man, that was a great event. So we have a great panel of people who are really well versed in the subject matter, and people get an opportunity to talk for a minute, because this Speakers Club is about you developing your speaking skills and trying to be articulate and succinct, get your points across quickly. So it's a live talk. BAP Theatre will be there. So Andrew Reid, who we were speaking to before, he's part of BAP Theatre, his brother. They put fantastic performances on. And I'm so impressed with what they do, you know, bro. I really like it. So that's going to be Sunday the 29th of April 2018 at the Bernie Grant Arts Centre. We'll be outside, like, with arrows to point to where it is, because there's a number of parts of the Bernie Grant Arts Centre.
And we've got Melvin Barrett also is going to be speaking
For
about
sure.
Speaking with confidence. So, you know, if you want to get some tips on how to be a good speaker, it's the perfect place to be. We've got Theo, who's just joined us. He's going to be evaluating the speaking skills. And I suppose if I've got any money in my pocket, we'll be giving out prizes to the winner. And also,
Lady Essie and Brother Dougie will be hosting.
Lady
Of course, bro, of course, man.
And we've got a special. Amelia Poems is going to be performing. We've got Linda Waters performing.
Oh, Linda's performing. Nice one, man. Lovely, man.
As well. And we've got a special guest. Glamour Kid is going to also be performing.
Glamour Kid's going to be there.
Glamour Kid's going to be there performing.
Glamour Kid's going to be at the Speakers Club.
Yeah, he's going to be performing.
See, listen, Glamour Kid was massive back in the day, man. He was massive back in the day. In an mouse machine, I remember them stuff. That was a big hit, man. That's what blew him up. And he was on top of the pops and everything.
That's right.
Glamour Kid was very. And Stephen Cleavey were out backing them, actually. Who were the equivalent of not Stephen Cleavey, Rafi and Fluxy, bro. Because I know them very well, so I don't know how I get the names wrong. So that's the Speakers Club presents Gender Politics, the Coming of the Superwoman, asking two important questions: are men becoming obsolete? How can women find the source of the power? That's Sunday the 29th of April 2018 at the Bernie Grant Arts Centre. That's Town Hall Approach Road, London N15 4RX. It's from 7 till 9. We have to remember the time, so don't forget 7 till 9. Tickets 07947 07497 sorry 07497 069702. That's 07497 069702, or you can contact www.mastermindintelligencecentre.com. That's www.mastermindintelligencecentre.com. So we've got a full weekend there, bro, isn't it?
Yeah, well, big up DJ Jammers. You're tuned into the Jam Master Show on Bless Radio. Glamour Kid said that. Say,
See, we'll be there as well on Sunday. So remember, two big events: the Saturday and the Sunday.
That's nice, man. I like that.
Yeah, so, Mitch, I'd like to thank you for coming down.
No, every time, my brother, man. You know,
we had Andrew Reid, excellent diagnostic, even though that's not what we do, but that's what we do. But we can still do what they do and do what we do on top of that.
Absolutely,
so,
my brother.
Diagnostic of the problems that we face as a community. We broke down a little bit about consciousness. Next week we're going to be speaking about the Stephen Lawrence issue, and we raised various issues about. I think the thing that came out today was superior oratory. To start to use superior oratory and control and activate your consciousness. Any final words, Vinci?
I don't understand the words you just said there, actually. But I'll try and talk about it for next week.
And also, if you miss some of this recording, you can get an edited version. That's with Vinci not on the Speakers Club channel. That's the Speakers Club YouTube channel, yeah. Or just go to YouTube and type in the Speakers Club, and you will find our this recording show plus other shows plus information of what we're about.
You usually edit the rubbish bits out, didn't you? So you weren't really on it, were you?
And also, I've got to big up Abu Ratata. Yes, Monday, successful. Court was adjourned again to the 27th and 28th of July. Stay tuned to get further updates. Bigging up the Vadum man himself and the African community that came out on Monday. Also, we raised funds on the day, and that's what we're talking about. We can use spiritual power and financial power together in harmony.
I just want to read out a text from my good friend Mario Styles up there in Newbury Park. Beautiful sister, enough respect, Mario. And she says, apart from the both of you being knowledgeable, you are both hilarious. She meant you and Critters. Thanks for making me laugh out loud. So it's very important to have a fun element here, bro, isn't it, man? Why are you looking like you want to kill somebody, bro? So we're not. So the fun is gone now. It's all over. So if you're there, but off when the show's finished, you know what's happened.
I just want to talk about the funding that I've got to put in place to make this thing happen now. You know, so the fund's gone with the funding.
Oh, okay. The funding.
Yeah, respect.
Thank you very much, Mario, for that. Enough respect, sister.
Respect to all the listeners, everybody, all the community. You've been listening to the Jam Master Show, and we're out of here till same day. You back next week?
Yeah, I'll come next week, bro. Thank you, man.
Take the day off, then. Theo,
okay.
Theo, you can stand in for me. Yeah, big up Theo. He's not participating because he's getting ready for the Speakers Club. He's eating raw meat, been doing running around the blocks, getting his mind ready for calculate who's the best speaker on the night. Theo. Yeah, a few words for you. What are you looking for? Give them a little bit of a insight. What are you looking for the Speakers Club to win one of the prizes?
Well, I think Menti's really covered most of it. So it's about more or less people, you know, presenting themselves in an articulate fashion, and also, you know, it's about introducing and bringing insight to the subject matter, and you know, that's demonstrating the fact that you've been more or less focused on what's being discussed and contributing in a meaningful way. So that's another aside to what's already been mentioned. Yeah.
Okay. What I want to know is that are you just talking now, Theo?
But as I said, he's getting ready for the event.
He was eating meat in the kitchen.
He's getting ready.
Is that what you're doing, Theo?
And once again, it's the coming of the Superwoman. So we want to see some super women in there in more ways than one. We want to see some super women.
I think that you don't need to eat meat to be ready for it. You can eat a lot of vegetables. Get the right.
I'm talking about raw meat. No, forget that.
Exactly.
So it's coming of the Superwomen. The first one is our men becoming obsolete. So we need some men there because I think the women are coming down seriously to try and, you know, discredit the men. So we need some men there, you know.
Well, let me just put it this way, bro. It's got a really good response when I post it.
That's what I'm worried about, you know.
Could be ram out, Brethren.
I'm worried about all these women.
All these strong women, like I know it's coming post Black Panther, and a lot of. Although we've got a lot of powerful black sisters in the community, a lot of people obviously like that film and feel empowered, especially with the women who were very powerful and made a great impression in that movie.
I'm worried that the black men might be obsolete after that meeting on the Sunday.
Maybe that's the only comment for the third question.
And also the true source of a woman's power for the second.
It's the same place as the true source of a man's power, isn't it, bro?
Well, we'll leave that for them on Sunday.
Okay. I think we should talk about it now.
Yeah, thank you and good night on that note, and thanks for all the callers and messages and Andrew Reid. Thank you and good night.